Hey hockey fans, welcome to Goal Line Hockey, and today we're going to take a look at the Edmonton Oilers as we continue the Season Outlook series. Make sure to check the playlist. We've got tons of videos already on this Season Outlook series. Looked at Detroit, New Jersey. We're kind of starting from the bottom of the NHL up. So if you're waiting to see your team, just wait till we start to head toward the top. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe as well. So to start things off with the Edmonton Oilers, taking a look at the points leaders for the Edmonton Oilers. To lead off the list, no surprise to anybody, is Connor McDavid, 98 points in 65 games played. Leon Draisaitl behind him with 89 points in 69 games played. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with 58 points in 69 games played. Darnell Nurse, the lone defenseman in the top five, with 35 points in 69 games played, and Alex Chiasson with 31 points in 60 games played. Now, the thing here that stands out to me the most, as is well documented at Edmonton, is the lack of scoring depth on this team. You see Connor McDavid with 98 points, Draisaitl with 89 points. They're already above a point per game. And when this is done, this is 65 games played into the season. This is crazy for the Edmonton Oilers. I cannot believe that they've got these two on this team and they're not going to make the playoffs. I don't understand this. This is crazy. But you look at number 5 on this list with 31 points, Chiasson. That's pretty good for Alex Chiasson. He's not a top 6 forward, though, and that's when he's playing with McDavid and Draisaitl and Nugent-Hopkins, you could just pin 30 goals, 30 points on him to start the season. That's a joke. But there's been a lot of things that have gone wrong in Edmonton this season, in years past, with past trades and signings and what have you. So let's dig into that next. So to start, the first 20 games into the season, the Oilers were 9, 10, and 1. With that record, after 20 games in, head coach Brian McClellan is fired. So right away, it seemed like it was a little bit of from last year. They missed the playoffs last year, and if things didn't start well in Edmonton, Brian McClellan would be losing his job. And he did. And since then, he has been replaced by Ken Hitchcock, he's been retired. He hasn't been coaching since he left the Dallas Stars. But his record is 22, 21, and 6. Not terrible. Not great, though. Edmonton was hoping for more from Ken Hitchcock, but he's only the guy behind the bench. He can only do so much. It's what's on the ice that needs to change in Edmonton, as crazy as that sounds. And as this saga continues, we start hearing about trade deadline rumors, guys that may be moved, and the Oilers are in the news for all the wrong reasons. Edmonton is looking to trade Oscar Klefbom, one of the best defensemen on this hockey team, if not the best defenseman, and his cap hit is so low. I don't know why Edmonton would get rid of him, but he was up for availability. Jesse Puljujarvi, oh, here we go again. The young winger that's not working at Edmonton. He's rumored to get traded. Kailer Yamamoto can't get his you-know-what together in the NHL. What's going on with these guys? I don't get it. GM Peter Chiarelli is fired mid-season and replaced by interim Keith Gretzky, the brother of the great Wayne Gretzky. Now, during all this turmoil and the whole situation that's gone on in Edmonton, they have a 31, 31, and 7 record for 69 points. That's going to add up for 5th in the Pacific Division and 22nd in the NHL. It's not good enough for Edmonton. They want to be in the playoffs with a superstar player I would almost say above superstar, like almost god level in Connor McDavid, and you have a 31-31-7 record. That's abysmal. That's horrible. And it's really not fair to Connor McDavid, who, to say the least, he took a pay cut to stay in Edmonton. The amount of money he makes for the Edmonton Oilers, he easily could have gotten more than he did. But he's making what he's making, and the really bad thing is he is taking the blame for most of this, even though none of this is his fault. He already is on pace for over 110 points this season. It is unfair, but he's the captain of this team. He's a leader, and he's doing the right thing, and he'll take the blame with the rest of his teammates. So, looking at one of the bad trades that was made this year, before the firing of Peter Chiarelli, Ryan Spooner was sent to the Edmonton Oilers in exchange for Ryan Strome, who has struggled. He went to the New York Rangers in exchange. Yeah, we know how this turned out. Ryan Spooner would end up getting moved again, and the poor guy, he's found himself in Vancouver now for Sam Gagner. Again, everybody looks at it like this was for Jordan Eberle. Come on now. And Ryan Strome is playing really well. Interesting how the Strome brothers work. It seems like they had all this hype when they were coming in, then they became busts. Now all of a sudden they both get traded within a week, a couple of days really. They go to new homes and they start playing really well. So good for the Stromes. But anyway, continuing, that was a huge problem for this team. And the funny thing is, it's not even, you look at it now, it's like whatever. Like, yeah, you would have liked Jordan Eberle on the team, but I think a bigger move would have been had they lost a guy like Oscar Klefbom or Darnell Nurse for a mediocre winger to play with McDavid. I don't think that would have been right. So the last straw was when Peter Chiarelli signed Mikko Koskinen to some unworldly contract, just absolutely absurd. He hasn't played enough NHL games to deserve the contract he received. It's a long contract and it's got a lot of term. And each season it is worth a lot. And I'm not sure exactly what Edmonton was thinking with this. And now the funny thing is, management has come out. Bob Nicholson said that this was their decision. So next season, if he flops, that's all on the management in Edmonton. Ownership, really, at this point. So we'll see what happens. Oilers, again, it's like, what do we do? I mean, is it time for another rebuild in Edmonton with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl? I think so. I mean, how else do you fix this? You can't. Who do they trade, right? Trade Klefbom, one of your best defensemen. Darnell Nurse, one of your best defense. I mean, who even wants Darnell? I don't know. You're not trading McDavid, and you're not trading Draisaitl, and now you just added a huge contract of Mikko Koskinen, so now you're stuck with that goaltender. So this is not good for the Oilers. Whoever gets this job is going to have their hands full. The Lucic contract, the Chris Russell contract, the Andrej Sekera contract. You could go down the list of just all these pretty bad contracts in Edmonton. When is this going to stop? When is someone going to come in there, tell ownership? It's not the same as the Ottawa Senators, but it's frustrating because it seems like when ownership has their hands in on a team, that's when things go wrong. That's when things go awry, and that may be the case here. And the Oilers, I really hope they get out of this. They've been in a state of mediocrity for so long. They made the Stanley Cup Finals a couple years back. They had a couple good runs with that team. That's it. Ever since then, this is where they've been. First overall picks, top 5 picks every year. And that just shows you that rebuilding yeah, you could get the players, but it's about development. And Edmonton seemingly continues to struggle with that today with Poyarvi, Yamamoto. So we'll see what happens. And I mean I would love to say that the Oilers are going to make the playoffs next year, but it depends on what happens this summer. Whether they continue to try and bulk up or they go through with this rebuild. So we'll see what happens. And it's been a tough year for Edmonton, but it can really only go up from here moving forward. Thank you for watching us here at Goal Line Hockey, and if you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, hit the subscribe button for more content in the future. And make sure to check out our other videos in the Season Outlook series from the bottom of the NHL to the top by the end of June, right in time for free agency. So make sure to stay tuned, guys, and have a good day, everybody.